It's the best.
And when I diagnosed with breast cancer stage 3 in Namibia.
In the news tonight, $55 million Namibian loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening, I'm Tonata Kadila in the news tonight. Nampol announces amnesty for wanted traffic offenders. Namibia urged to review issuing of mineral licenses. Investment strategists seek to upscale agriculture value chain. And Business on One comments corner, sport and the weather. The National Criminal Justice Forum has granted amnesty to all members of the public with pending traffic warrants of arrest. Currently, there are more than 300,000 warrants of arrest for traffic offenders that are still to be executed. The announcement was made today by the Inspector General of the Namibian Police Force, Joseph Shikongo, at Nampol's national headquarters.
Members of the public will have 3 months starting November 2022 to settle traffic-related fines during the period of amnesty. Shikongo said the National Criminal Justice Forum made the decision to grant amnesty and its retreat on the 31st of October.
At least of 31 October 2022, the National Criminal Justice Forum passed a decision to grant amnesty to all the members of public with pending traffic warrants of arrest to pay the admission of guilty fines as from the 1st of November 2022. And that will lead to 31st January 2023. This shall be done at the nearest magistrate courts from Monday to Fridays during the period of amnesty without appearing in court. These warrants of arrest are not only for the Namibian Police Traffic Law Enforcement Division, but all municipal traffic services and the road transport inspectors countrywide. Therefore, members of the public are hereby encouraged to inquire on a possible outstanding or status of warrant of their arrests at the magistrate offices and traffic offices within the magisterial district where the ticket were issued.
The Inspector General elaborated on what led to the decision to declare amnesty for traffic offenders.
As you might not be aware, as at the end of last month, October 2022, the Minister of Justice indicated on its record that out of the warrants of arrests issued over the years, a total of 348,438 warrants of arrests on motorist traffic offenders were still to be executed by the police. So why we are giving this figure is very alarming. Today, should I send my officers to go and arrest anybody who is having a warrant of arrest, over 300,000, where are we going to put them? And I think that's the rationale behind that. So against this background, the National Criminal Justice Forum took cognizance of various factors, such as financial burden on motorists, traffic offenders, to pay bail upon arrests and defend their cases in court.
He appealed to members of the public to make use of the amnesty period as an opportunity to clear their names of warrants of arrest and change their driving behaviors.
And you came to me like a bird to the breeze, and we floated together for a while.
We're for every kind of smile and amazing savings. Like Bokoma Wheat Bakes for only $46.99 and Colgate toothpaste for just $19.99. Spa, we're for smiles.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
This November, Rugby Fever is in the air, and rugby enthusiasts can look forward to the Dr. Hage Geinkoop Cup 2022.
On the side and over the line go Belgians.
Don't miss this epic clash between the Windhoek Draft Welwitschiërs versus the Windhoek Draft Griquas from South Africa.
Aggressive stuff from the Windhoek Draft Griquas.
The match will take place on the 5th of November at 4 p.m, so make sure to tune in to watch the showdown live on One Africa. Proudly brought to you by MTC, Windhoek Draft and Bank Windhoek.
Enjoy these fantastic mid-month savings only at Clicks until the 17th of November. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper, 18 rolls, 2 for $104.99 per pack and 1 for $114.99. Save 20% on Huggies Gold disposable nappies jumbo pack. And save 20% on Clicks Extreme Power Laundry Gel capsules. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
Namibia should consider proper appropriation of exploration licenses through auctions and offer them to the best bidder. This is one of the recommendations by the Bank of Namibia's Director for Research and Financial Sector Development, Emma Haihambo, on Namibia's oil and gas. In addition, the current mineral royalties and taxes should be reviewed to ensure a balance between attracting investors and safeguarding optimal benefits for the country from the resources, among others. She was speaking at the Bank of Namibia's 23rd Annual Symposium in Windhoek this week.
What we are proposing is that we consider proper appropriation of exploration licenses through auction and offer to to the highest bidder to improve the transparency of the EPLs. Initially, I made reference to the open system that we are that we are applying now. Is that optimal? Or can we look at a more bidding process, for instance, such as the one that we are recommending? We also need to review the current mineral royalties and taxes to ensure a balance between attracting investors and safeguarding optimal benefits for the country and from the resources. Then the issue of optimal local content is again something that we need to look at. There should be targeted incentive packages to reduce the investment risks that are faced by the adopters, early adopters, for instance, in the green hydrogen initiatives. And then cooperation at regional level would help us, I think, going forward.
The Minister of Mines and Energy, Tom Alwendo, said that Africans must insist on a just energy transition because the continent suffers from acute energy poverty, adding that more than 600 million people in sub-Saharan Africa do not have access to reliable electricity. Alwendo further stated that Namibia is fortunate to have both renewable and non-renewable energy sources and that the country plans to harness its fossil fuel resources for its domestic, regional and continental needs.
In the energy transition discussion, Namibia occupies a unique position. And given the recent oil discovery, we are fortunate in that we have both renewable and non-renewable energy sources. It is our intention to harness our fossil fuels resources, including natural gas, for our own economic domestic use, regional and also continental needs. We will be doing this while at the same time also building a thriving renewable energy industry that will help with climate change. We are particularly excited about the green hydrogen industry that we are busy developing. And this is made possible primarily because of our world-class solar and wind resources, making us a potential forerunner in becoming a continental green hydrogen hub. Pushing Africa to move forward with an energy transition on any timetable other than our own is just another example of the lack of respect the global community has for African priorities. What is needed is for us to develop our own energy transition timeline, doing so actively and purposefully, one that takes into account the urgency of the climate change crisis and the need of the African people at the same time. It may not be easy, but it will be necessary to take true ownership and custodianship of our natural resources.
The Bank of Namibia's 23rd Annual Symposium was themed Maximizing Economic Growth from Renewable and Non-Renewable Energy Sources in Namibia.
The Executive Director for Strategy and Branding at the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board, Margaret Gustavo, said today that local agricultural produce needs diversification in order for the sector to undergo upscaling to a level of attracting corporate and foreign investors.
Gustavo commented that as a board that is focused on developing micro, small and medium enterprises, agriculture is regarded as a priority sector with the potential to be turned into a global trade platform.
Agriculture is one of the key sectors. One, it's really for food security also as a country. We want to be able to take care of our Namibians. If we have another COVID, we should be able to feed our Namibians, and the borders are closed. We must be able to feed our Namibians comfortably without stressing, oh my gosh, where the potatoes going to come from. And what you've seen is, again, market access. I can grow my potatoes, but who do I sell it to? And we've got 2.5 million people, but we've got access to the European market, we've got access to the whole of Africa. You see now that our grapes are not only selling in Namibia, they were never even produced for the Namibian market. The Namibian market is now taking the grapes. But when Europe doesn't have grapes, guess who's supplying Europe with grapes is a Namibian grape. So at the right time, we're harvesting our grapes, and the grapes are able to be sold in Europe. And then we take our dates. Our dates are also going to the UAE, to the Middle East, and there we are selling our dates there. Number 3 is our blueberries, a new industry now, and even our blueberries also at the right time, it's going to Europe. So it's looking at agriculture and saying, what can we export? What are some of the high-value fruits that we can export as a country? Make the sector productive. You see, we've got a lot of people that are employed in the agricultural sector, but not a lot of value is coming from that, from the people. So how can we make the sector more productive, that we are not only able to take care of Namibia, but we are able to export products that we haven't seen coming from Namibia.
Gustavo told Agri on One that NIPDB has put together a productivity task force that will look at how to turn the agri sector around and make it more attractive for foreign investors and for existing stakeholders to reinvest as well.
Productivity Task Force is looking at employment, in terms of labor. It looks at productivity, the land, say for instance the land. What does the land need in order to produce better or to yield more product? We're looking at very specific things within the sector, looking at the full value chain and saying how do we improve the value chain to make this a productive industry. So that's where agriculture is. So we want to look at the small farmer and scale the small farmer, that he's able to not only produce for Namibia but also sell his product outside of the country. What we're doing within the MSME division is we need to open up market access, create market access for Namibian products. Number two is that we want to show them this is where the funding is at, and this is where can you get funding to actually scale your business. And number three, which we're doing very rigorously now through the MSME department, Dino Balotti is the executive there, doing very rigorously is a project called Know to Grow, Knowledge for Growth. It's really giving MSMEs a lot of knowledge around funding, market access, marketing, financial, keeping your books in order for you to be able to grow your business and scale it. So you've got, at least we can pair up the MSMEs who are ready to work with these investors to develop the investment in the country. And thereby, we also develop the country as we go. We want these MSMEs to eventually become, the corporates of our country. We don't want them to stay small all the time. So the work there's great work to be done, but also very exciting. That we are able to see, our small businesses become medium-sized, become large businesses, and then become corporates. And then you see these investors that they are serviced well, and they are able then to realize their return on investment from the investment that they've made into the country.
Gustavo explained that small-scale farmers need to be given market access, information and funding in order for food security to become a reality and for the strengthening of Namibia's economy.
Get great prices on summer dining at Pep Home. Fancy tumblers are an incredible $9.99 each. We're always serving up the savings. Printed dinner plates are just $26.99 each. Add a pop of color with textured glasses, an amazing $9.99 each. Get more, enjoy more. Life's better with Pep.
Hello? 500 gram Spa margarine brick for just $19.99. Wow. And Spa 2-ply toilet rolls, 18s for $89.99. I'm done.
It's the Spa Products Best for Less sale, only at Spa.
There are data deals. And then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial *130*780# and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding that. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world. Get super cool savings on character fun at Pep. Kids character flip-flops, $39.99 per pair. Our lowest prices make a splash. Character hooded towels and beach towels, $89.99 each. Life's better with Pep.
Welcome to Business on One. Margaret Gustavo, the Executive for Strategy and Branding at NIPDB, said for the board to achieve its mandate of ensuring that Namibia is a center of investment and for investors to be attracted to Namibia, they need to create awareness. She was speaking at the launch of the Namibia Trade Network 2022-2023 under the theme Reviving an Economy.
Gustavo stated that the Namibia Trade Directory is a tool that can be used to promote Namibia.
The Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board focuses on two areas, MSME development as well as investment promotion. So what is our business? Our core business is investment promotion, attracting investors to the country. And how do you do that? You have to create awareness about your product. And our product is Namibia. So it's structuring ourselves well internally, making sure we get rid of all it's like the impediments to an investor, making sure we deal with those impediments so that when an investor comes, he or she can go through the system very quickly and be able to set up their business in Namibia quickly. We just launched the one-stop shop center where an investor can come and, do I need visas for people that need to come into the country? How do I register my business quickly? How do I register with City of Windhoek and get my fitness certificate from my office? So the one-stop center is down low on the first floor, and there you've got all the service providers to investors in one place where I can come as an investor, one place, once I've said I'm ready to invest in this country, one place, and I register that. The reason why we're saying we want to support the Namibia Trade Directory is that is a tool that we can use to actually promote Namibia. That tool, the Namibia Trade Directory, we know goes to all our missions in the world. Wherever Namibia has a mission, in other words, an ambassador or a high commissioner, or a charge d'affaires, wherever we have a mission, we send the directory there, and they are able to see why should I invest in the country, because we talk about Namibia as an investment destination, and two, that you can see companies that have already invested in the country, how well they are doing, and their testimonies to doing business in Namibia that we can then use to promote Namibia to the rest of the world.
Gustavo added that Namibia is currently on the global map in terms of its resources, adding that more work needs to be done in order to capitalize on every opportunity that may arise.
Namibia is the envy of the world. Everybody is watching us. We found oil and gas, and now we have to we're playing with the big boys. It sounds very, grandiose, but we're playing on another field where we've never been before as a country. And so the important thing, if we look at it now, we've got the Namibia Trade Network and the Trade Directory that gives us information on what it means to do business in this country. And on top of it, these are the companies that have already invested in this country. So I love the whole reviving an economy. We are at the stage where we need to, it's not business as usual for Namibia. It's almost like you have to grow fast in leaps and bounds. And as a people, and even as companies in the country, we have to grow quickly to be able to stand in a world stage and be able to speak about Namibia boldly and to be able to say, look, we do what you guys are doing.
Darlene Small, known as the Rainmaker at Venture Media, thanked all stakeholders for their contribution, adding that their efforts made the publication a great success.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Great deals from Choppies. Choppies, great deals for your money.
Now a look at the Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. Illegal timber harvesting continues in the Zambezi region. Namibian Police Force Inspector General Joseph Shikongo said they discovered illegal timber harvesting in the Zambezi region during a recent operation called Clarion. Unrelated to timber harvesting, Shikongo also revealed that police arrested 126 foreign nationals, majority of whom are Zambian, during the police operation. Monica asked, where is the Defence Force since everything is handled by Nampol? Tioleni said Botswana will never tolerate that as they are always vigilant. Nime asked if they also had passports when they entered Angola to join the liberation struggle. Mannix said the illegal timber harvesting has been taking place for many years. Chove said this is the only country where foreigners move freely. That's all from our comments corner. Be sure to engage on our stories on our social media pages for broadcast on News on One.
Back in the day, Susie's phone used to ring like a hotline. She was the most popular girl in town. But since she did not register her SIM card with her mobile service provider, her phone does not ring anymore. She has tried to get something similar. She has tried this and that number, but it has never been the same. So now, she has a reputation of being a number hoarder. Instead of just registering her SIM at her mobile service provider and keeping her number. Excuse me one sec. Hello? No, this isn't Susie. Have you tried her other number?
Don't miss out on important communications like Susie. Register your SIM to keep your number. Visit www.cran.na.
Save big this festive season. Enjoy deluxe chocolate coated Turkish delight or deluxe French style nougat for a delicious $29.99 each. Share the sweetest gift. Life's better with Pep.
Now for a look at what's happening on the sport front. 3 juniors, Joy Kaboy, Kenanjo Mupia and Pea Kashaka, and 1 senior, Emilia Ekanjo, are gearing up to represent Namibia in Belgium next week under the supervision of their coach Anne Sneeman. The 4 girls competed against several other gymnasts from various levels. News on One caught up with 3 of the girls earlier today.
Namibia, according to coach Anne Sneeman, is the only country that will be competing against 8 different European countries.
So it's a big competition. There will be about 8 countries competing. As far as I know, it's only European countries, and we will be the only African country. The high levels in Namibia is not a big group, but they need to have a qualifying mark. So if there's only 6 juniors, we could only take 4, but they need to qualify. And from the seniors, we only have 2 seniors.
With the African Championships and other competitions approaching, Coach Sneeman feels African countries, especially Namibia, need to step up for more participants to compete.
We in Africa need lots of exposure if we want to keep up, even with South Africa and Egypt and African countries, we are not so many. But if we don't travel and get these girls for exposure, then we cannot, our standard must up because next year we have African champs, and then we missed out on the Commonwealth Games. But that's why we're taking these girls so that they can see where they lie in the standard, and we hope they do well.
Although this isn't the first time these girls are competing internationally, they're excited as they look forward to gaining more experience.
I'm really not nervous or anything. I'm quite confident because it won't be my first international competition, so I think I'm going to come back with something.
I'm very excited, and I'm really proud of myself and my teammates because we worked really hard this whole year. We've put in the hours, about 4 to 5 hours a day, every day. Even sometimes on the weekends, and I feel like we deserve it because we worked really hard for it.
I've definitely gotten better with my confidence and how to handle my